This is a demonstration of problem 1126A, computing and journalizing payroll amounts. Lenny Worthington is general manager of Countrywide Salons. During 2024, Worthington worked for the company all year at a $13,400 monthly salary. He also earned a year-end bonus equal to 2% of his annual salary, and the problem gives us the information on Worthington's deductions and also the amounts of employer payroll taxes that Countrywide paid on his earnings. And we'll use that information to complete the problem. In requirement 1, it asks us to compute Worthington's gross pay, payroll deductions, and net pay for the full year 2024 and round all amounts to the nearest dollar. So the first thing we're going to compute is what Worthington's gross pay was. So the problem told us that he makes $13,400 per month for his salary. So when we multiply that amount times 12, we get $160,800 for salary. But he also gets a 10% bonus of his salary. So that amount then, $160,800 times 10%, would be $16,080. So when we add those two amounts together, we get $176,880 total gross pay. Now we're going to calculate what the deductions would be for the entire year from Worthington's pay. His federal income tax, according to the problem, was $938 per month, plus an additional $3,216 that he has withheld from his bonus check. So that would give him total federal income tax withheld of $14,472. Then the problem states that he has $70 of state income tax withheld for each of the 12 months and pays an additional $50 in state tax on the bonus. So that would give him a total of $890 for state income tax withheld for the year. Next, we're going to calculate what Worthington's OASDI portion of the FICA tax would be. That has a maximum amount. So for this problem, the maximum is $132,900. This amount is the maximum amount of salary that can be taxed for this portion of FICA, and this amount does change each year. But we'll use $132,900, and then the rate for this tax is 6.2%. So multiplying that by $132,900 gives us $8,240 deduction for the OASDI portion of FICA tax. Next, we're going to calculate the Medicare portion of the FICA. That portion does not have a max, so the whole $176,880 would be taxed at 1.45%, and that deduction would be $2,565 for the year. Worthington also authorized a charity fund deduction for 2% of his gross pay, so we would calculate that by multiplying 2% times the $176,880, and that would be a total of $3,538 for the year. And then Worthington pays $20 per month for life insurance, so that total would be $240. So when we add up all of the amounts, that would come to a total deductions of $29,945, which, when we deduct that from his gross pay, would give him a net pay of $146,935 for the year. In the second requirement, it asks us to compute Countrywide's total 2024 payroll tax expense for Worthington. So they match the FICA, all employers are required to, so we're going to calculate those amounts first. So again, the OASDI portion is subject to a maximum of $132,900, which when we multiply by 6.2% gives us $8,240. And then the Medicare portion again is not subject to a cap. So the entire gross pay of $176,880 times the 1.45% gives an employer portion of $2,565. Countrywide also pays the federal unemployment tax. That has a max of $7,000, and you multiply that by 0.6%, and that gives a payroll tax expense of $42. And the state unemployment tax is the same maximum of $7,000, and multiplying that by the rate of 5.4% gives us $378, and the total payroll tax expense for Countrywide would be $11,225. In Part 3, it asks us to make the journal entry to record Countrywide's expense for Worthington's total earnings for the year, his payroll deductions, and his net pay. So his salaries expense, as we calculated, was $160,800, and then the bonus was 10% of that, or $16,080. So those would be the two debits for this journal entry. And then we would make all of the credits for all of the deductions that we took out of Worthington's pay that we as the employer will have to remit to someone else. So these will all be credits, and they will be liabilities. So the first one is for the total federal income tax that we withheld, which we calculated to be $14,472. The next one would be for the employee state income taxes that we withheld of $890. Then we would have the FICA OASDI portion of the tax, which is $8,240, and then the Medicare taxes that we withheld of $2,565. The charity fund deduction came to $3,538, and then the life insurance would be $240. All of these would be current liabilities, and then we would credit cash for the net amount of his pay, which we calculated to be $146,935. So this shows the total gross pay, all of his deductions, and then the net pay that we actually paid him. In requirement 4, it asks us to make the journal entry to record the accrual of Countrywide's payroll tax expense for Worthington's total earnings. So those are going to be these amounts that the employer has to pay themselves. So we calculated the total of those to be $11,225, and we would debit payroll tax expense for that amount. Then we would credit FICA OASDI taxes payable for the matching on the OASDI of $8,240. And then we would credit the Medicare taxes payable for the $2,565. That was the matching amount. And then we're going to credit the federal unemployment taxes payable for the $42, and state unemployment taxes payable for $378. And the requirement in 5 is to make the journal entry for the payment of the payroll, withholdings, and taxes. So now we're going to make the journal entry to remit all of the amounts first that we deducted from Worthington's pay, but also for the amounts that we owe as the employer. So the first debit will be for the federal income tax payable that we withheld of $14,472. The next debit will be for the state taxes that we withheld, which was total of $890. The next debit will be for the total of both of the employee FICA and Medicare taxes withheld from the Worthington's pay, but also don't forget the matching amounts that the employer is required to pay. So for this, it will be twice the amount, or $16,480, which is equal to the amount we withheld plus the amount that we had to pay ourselves as the employer. And that's also true for the Medicare. It will be a total of $5,130, which is the total of what we withheld from Worthington's pay and what we had to pay ourselves. The charity fund will be for the $3,538, and we will also remit that life insurance payable. So we would debit the charity fund for $3,538 and the life insurance for $240. Don't forget to pick up the amounts that we have to pay as the employer and remit for federal unemployment taxes payable and state unemployment taxes payable. So that would be $42 for the FUTA and $378 for the SUTA. When we add all of these amounts together, all of those debits, it comes to a total of $41,170, and that would be a credit to cash. And that is the conclusion of the demonstration for problem 1126A.